Hi guys, welcome back to another unboxing video with Thomas. Today I shall be drinking a Fritz Cola, which I've never had before, so I was very curious. Cheers guys. Pretty interesting. A little bit like Coca-Cola, but different. Maybe more like Pepsi. Anyway, let's dive straight into this. This was sent in to me this week by someone who I contacted about a keyboard I wanted to cover, and they said that they didn't have that particular model of keyboard ready, but they did have this one, which is a related model, I think. So let's take a look. Wow, that's really stiff bubble wrap. I know these big bubbles, but this is a very stiff sheet of them. I had to pay a huge import tax on this, I think. Was it this one? I think it was this one, because it came from the US, and with all the tariffs going on and whatnot. But thankfully, I ask if manufacturers can have the import fees reimbursed, because otherwise I would go bankrupt very quickly from this hobby. Right, let's have a look. Simple, unassuming box, really. It's also very small. I expected it to be much bigger. I need a lot of hydration. Not drank too much today yet. So, right, there we go. Now, there is the, oh my god. Begin your journey here. Charachorder.com, get started. So, this is an ergonomic keyboard thing. Let me show you what I mean. So, yeah, if I show the quick reference guide at the back, which is this here, it's probably going to be difficult for you to see that on camera, but maybe you get an idea, which I'm definitely going to need. Sorry, this is a little bit chaotic. Little lanyard, I'll come back to that in a bit. I'll come back to these little bits in a second. But what I want to show you first, because otherwise none of this is going to make sense, is the keyboard, which comes in this nice tit-shaped holding bag box case. Yes, it's this thing. Wow, it looks way smaller than I thought it would. One little button fell off. Let me just quickly replace that. So perhaps the name Charachorder already slightly gave it away, but you're kind of supposed to chord keys with this, and yes, these are the keys. Basically, if you're familiar with the Datahand keyboard, it's kind of similar to that. So what you do is you have a whole bunch of keys, and you have 4 directions that you can press these keys in. So you can press them up or down or left or right, and these give you different key inputs. And the thing that makes this a little bit hard to learn, I think, is the fact that they are not shown on the keyboard. So something a little bit divergent, but same idea, was the Orbitouch keyboard that I reviewed a while ago. But that, I think, still had a legend on the keyboard of what key to press where. This doesn't, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. The other keyboard I requested from them, which wasn't in stock, is a similar concept. It's just a different model. And in any case, wow, it's so weird. So it's connected at the back via this metal thing. It's kind of thin metal plaque between them, and then there's a sort of cord here, power cord, well, power cord, data cord, I guess, connecting the two, and it's got a sort of pulley, which is a nice way to get a short cable that you can also extend. That's actually very elegant. So I guess, and on the inside of the box, it's got tit protectors here to keep the keyboard where it's supposed to be. So you're supposed to just kind of do it like that. You're supposed to fondle it. Wow. It's not usual that I'm this baffled by a keyboard, even though I knew what the concept was going to be. Some absorbers in there, nothing else in here. So other than that, in this box are some extra keycaps, always useful. I guess they can come off. One had already come off, so it makes sense that they include this. A USB cable. I think I saw a USB port, yeah, on this side, so that's how you connect it to a computer, I guess. A sticker, nice, and a lanyard. I don't think I've ever seen a lanyard in a keyboard before. Okay, and then okay, let me just see if I can connect this up to the computer. Okay, I think it's finished setting up. Yeah, okay, so that's definitely working. Okay, so it looks like you can also press the keys, but I don't think that gives any input. I think the Datahand did have that, but here that doesn't appear to be the case. At least it's not shown on the quick reference card. Maybe you can bind it to something though. Oh my god, how did the layers on this thing work? Fluid chorded character entry. Press the letters of a word in order. Yeah, that's usually how you do it. Or press/release them simultaneously to output entire words or phrases in a single press. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's the chorded word entry, of course. Okay, so let's see how. So okay, so just a little example of how this works, right? So this big thing. Oh, that's a bad example because that doesn't look like it outputs typing keys. That's, let's see, up is Alt, left is Shift, right is 2, which I'm going to guess is layer 2, and I have no idea what the bottom symbol is supposed to represent. So let's go for a key that has more letters on it. For example, I think this. Yeah, this one. Oh my god, how does this work? I feel like Alice in Wonderland here. Is it actually doing something? It doesn't look like the right hand is actually detecting any inputs. Maybe there. Yeah, there you go. Cable was not in properly. Okay, so this here, this middle button here, up is X, yes, left is B, down is Q, and right is... I have no idea what this is. I think it's supposed to mean copy, but I have no idea. Anyway, so that's how that goes. I've never done chorded typing before, as in typing whole words and then releasing them. I'm gonna have to check that out. Man, this is gonna take a while to get used to. I usually take a little bit longer to review ergonomic keyboards, especially if they're very exotic, just because I want to give myself some time, you know, some more exposure than normal. In this case, it might take a while, but that's okay. It doesn't matter too much, especially because I also want to cover their other keyboard. So yeah, I don't mind too much. It's probably going to be Not particularly productive period for me typing on this, but that's all right. I'm just gonna quickly unplug it here. Jesus Christ! Oh, interesting. Oh, so it. I thought, did I pull out the port? But no, there is an adapter, more like an extender actually, that's already in the keyboard. Okay. Strange, but fine. Let's see if I can jam that back in. Not the most accessible, this. I'm sure that's why they added the extender here, but I don't know, couldn't they have brought the port forward? I'll check this out later. Anyway, this is what it looks like more up close. I guess that's going to be the thumbnail as well. It really does look like I'm holding a pair of tits. Oh, I mean, the oddly shaped ones. Sure, but it doesn't look like a keyboard at all, does it? But that's cool. I really like interesting and weird keyboards like this. This is the sort of stuff I like to do videos about. So, yeah, quite quite a journey of discovery this is going to be for me. Let's see, what does the guide... what else does the guide say? GTM, generative text menu. Chord both alt keys anywhere you see a cursor to access your GTM. Here you can tap into your keyboard's built-in intelligence, configure settings, access resources, and more. Built-in intelligence? What are you on about? Impulse chording. Chord I plus dub anywhere you see... Maybe that's the key on the side. Anywhere you see a cursor to write your last chorded input to device memory. Simply type the output in character entry just like any other keyboard and press enter to confirm. Okay. Wow. Whew. Well, it's going to take a while to take this in, but that's not a problem. Probably going to be difficult to game on this, though. Can you imagine doing WASD on this thing? In any case, thank you very much for watching. I'm very intrigued to get using this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, guys.